Hi everyone, welcome to World of Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie. You're not neither any of these blokes. This is Overlord. Overlord 007 from 1A Arkland kicking us off in this Boxing Day extravaganza. It's Boxing Day already. Where did 2020 go? I don't know. What happened? I haven't got long enough to tell you what happened in 2020, but what a year. Hopefully 2021 is a little bit different to 2020. But anyway, this is probably the second or third last video of the year. Massive thanks to everyone who's been supportive of this channel. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Discord, Twitter, you name it. You're all legends, every single one of you. Thank you very much for being a part of my journey in World of Tanks and being a community contributor, all that kind of stuff as well. Anyway, back to the game. This is Overlord. Overlord from 1A Arkland. Overlord 007, Bond James Bond, in the KV220-2. The KV220-2 is a Tier 5 preferential matchmaking premium Russian heavy tank. It's preferential matchmaking means it'll never see a Tier 7 unless you're platooning with the wrong people or the wrong kind of tanks. And it was originally given out to beta testers, I think, and then it became available years ago. I picked mine up through one of the first marathon missions or mini marathon missions that I ever played, which, you know, you had to do damage in different kinds of tanks or experience, something like that, over a period of time. Too long ago for me to remember. It's not a bad tank at all. You can see Overlord's got APCR rounds loaded, which is premium. Standard rounds are armor piercing, 76mm gun, 110 alpha damage, 99mm of penetration, 121 with the APCR, which is premium in this tank. He's flicking back to the standard rounds yet. Guessing he was looking at the T1 heavy tank and thinking maybe, or the KV1 on the enemy team, and thought maybe he would have needed some a little bit of APCR, better luck, if you like. 2-4's the score. They're down by 2 tanks. Now, Overlord's playing on the Australian server. The Australian server, at low tiers, up to Tier 5, gets populated by bots to make the numbers up. And those bots are indicated by the little icon next to their names and the colon either end of their in-game name. You can see those on the left and right-hand side of the screen on both teams. 3-4's the score. Overlord's team have lost 4 tanks. They've all been real players. The enemy team have only lost 3, but only 2 of them have been real players. And I find at lower tiers, that's often an indication, or a better indication, about how your team's going, how many real players are dead, as opposed to the base score, if that makes sense. 4-4's the score. Finds a KV1. Beautiful side shots. He's got the APCR rounds loaded again for the KV1 on 608 hit points. Now, the fast-firing gun of the KV220-2 can be pretty handy. It's very similar to the KV1. Obviously, there's no other gun options because it's a premium tank. You only get one option for what gun to pick. Shoots and kills the Type 95 for an easy kill. Now looking at that KV1. Now the T1 Heavy. Did I see a number of marks of excellence on that T1 Heavy on the enemy team? Possibly. You can't see it because his gun's aiming in Overlord's face right now, but Overlord's blocking the damage. He's blocked over 500 hit points of damage. Picked up 250 assists, 1121 damage done. Shoots and kills the KV1, bringing up his 3rd kill, and that evens up the score at 6 apiece. Standard rounds loaded now for the T1 heavy tank on 458 hit points. Not sure why he wasn't pushing in. Maybe he doesn't want to get dirt by that T6 heavy. He has lost a bit of health here. 548 hit points left on the KV220-2 out of the 980, which is 547 more than he needs. 1348 damage done, 505 damage blocked by armor, 250 assisted damage. Is he on a mission? No, he's not. But watch out, he's going to get ready to carry this team. Let's have a look at the minimap for a second. Now, there are a couple of bots left on Overlord's team. Auto aims on the T6 medium tank, doesn't penetrate. The second one goes through for 101, brings his damage up to nearly 1500. That one shoots as the T6 medium goes behind the rock, and of course, there's one of those annoying little Tier 5 premium French artillery pieces, a leaf blower, and that's the exact reason why Overlord's got that building between himself and where that leaf blower, well, where he reckons that leaf blower is. A leaf blower was spotted not too long ago over there at B3, but nobody took him out of the game. The artillery piece on Overlord's team, the SU122A, whatever that is, Tier 5 Russian, I guess, didn't take the opportunity to take out the leaf blower. Maybe didn't have a shot. Who knows? Maybe he was reloading. Looks like he is playing. He or she is playing, but because they have relocated back from where they would have spawned. 9-8 the score. 4 kills to Overlord. Overlord 007 from 1A Arkland. One of the officers, one of the regular players, been around for a little while now, and not a bad bloke either. Not a bad bloke at all. 4 kills, 1,907 hit points of damage done. There's the T6 Heavy. That one goes straight into the side of the Tier 4 British, I'm going to say British medium tank. That one just goes a little bit too low, waits for the gun to reload. Oh, there's your RNG for you. Tracks the medium, shoots him again, and now he's looking for shots on the leaf blower. Shoots him once, leaf blower not looking in Overlord's direction. Shoots him once, second one doesn't penetrate the artillery. You sure that's artillery? Artillery shoots at Overlord, gets him again, takes him down to 312 hit points of damage, and that just leaves a leaf blood. There he goes, finally gets rid of the artillery piece. That brings up the top gun, his 6th kill, now looking towards the AMX-40. Again, not a real player, this is the last bot on the enemy team. There goes the last bot, that's his 7th kill, and all of a sudden, he's in line for a Radley Walters. 12-10 the score on mines. Overlord 007 from 1A Arkland. 2,359 hit points of damage done. 600 blocked, a little bit of assisted damage as well. And he's probably just looking at the map saying, right here, what's going on? There's a platoon of M8A1s over there in the east. Probably hoping to snipe out the M10 RBFM on the enemy team, who has not been spotted. He's on 2 kills. Jin Jock. I think Jin Jock might mean kangaroo in a different language. Don't quote me on that. I don't know that person, but you never know. Two other tank destroyers left on the enemy team, and Overlord thinking, well, I've got a fast-firing gun. I've got 51 bullets. Let's just start shooting into these bushes, because that's where they're going to be, let's be honest. KV1 is slowly coming up to try to help on 450 hit points. In the middle of the map, blocking a few shots from the SU-85I. Lines up, this is a good ploy this, line up where that enemy shot comes from, line it up with this little line here in the middle of the aiming circle, and you might be able to land a couple of blind shots. I learned that from True Voodoo, does a really good video on how he does that, how he makes it, he explains it really, really well. Recommend searching it. 12-10 to score, 7 kills to Overlord. He's on a 1 kill away from a Radley Walters. He's trying to implore the M8A1s to go forward. Come on, fellas, get under him. You can do it. I want a Radley Walters here. 312 hit points isn't a huge amount to lose. He's definitely going to get spotted. Those tank destroyers will be sitting up there on the perch in the bushes with their camo nets on, their binoculars, whatever it is, and they'll be quite likely they will see the heavy tank before the heavy tank sees them. And that's why he's saying, well, come on, M8s, can you do it? Can you do it? Switching back to, what was he doing there? Was he changing ammo? Not too sure. That shot looks like it hit a rock. Gets spotted. That shot looks like it hit a rock as well. It's probably not a bad idea to take some speculative shots. The Sav M43, shoots him, tracks him. Did he lose any damage? I don't think he did. M10 RBFM firing high explosive now. Interesting. And they're just tracking the KV220. Not going to burn a repair kit. Not yet, anyway. Not while they're not doing damage to him. They are continuing to shoot, and hopefully that means that the M8, which is charging forward, and maybe the KV1, might be able to spot those tank destroyers. So Overlord starts shooting in the general direction of these tanks. He's got 2,359 damage. Firing these blind shots, we'll be able to see how many of these blind shots go through when we look at the result at the end of the game. The SU-85-1 does do a little bit of damage, but he picks up the Radley Walters with a blind shot. That's why it's worth doing the blind shots, as I mentioned. Shoots the M10 RBFN. Jin Jock, I think it means kangaroo. Could be wrong. 8 kills to Overlord for the Radley Walters. SU-81 now firing back towards Overlord. He's KV220. He's losing some hit points now, so he gets back towards this little, what is it? It's the remnants of a castle, I guess. And the M8A1 getting underneath now, trying to proxy spot those last 2 tank destroyers. M10 RBFM, which is, you see, if you play many Tier 5 games, there's no shortage of M10 RBFMs sniping from the bushes. Shoots and kills the SU-85L, or is it an I? I think it's an L, and that brings up his 9th kill. Not only his 9th kill, but also not a bad result. Overlord 007 from 1A Arkland, what a legend. That was not just a win, but it was an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. An Ace Tanker Mastery Badge was also the Hand of God, Bruiser Medal, Duelist, Fire for Effect, Shell Proof. You got Radley Walters for picking up those 9 kills, and Cool Headed for surviving at least 10 ricochet and non-penetrating shots in a row from enemy tanks. Sitting back there with that little castle bit of concrete there, that would have been pretty helpful to do that. Steel Wall for getting the most hits from your team. It was pretty easy, pretty obvious that he got the most hits from the enemy team. High Caliber for doing more damage than anybody else, and of course you still get the top gun even though you get the Radley Walters. 3,287 hit points of damage done. 9 kills, 1835 base experience. That's not a bad score at all. It was showing about 2.5 in game, or 2.6 maybe. So at least 600 hit points of damage from blind shots into those TD bushes. Nothing wrong with that. 9 kills, 59 shots fired. I told you that. KV220-2. It's got heaps of bullets. So you can do those speculative blind fires into those shots where you think you might be getting some blind shots into some camouflage, unseen, hiding tank destroyers. And the reload's only a few seconds. It doesn't really matter. 35 shots went through. A little bit sniped. 1,800 damage blocked by armor. A little bit of assisted damage. And look at that. You even made credits. 66.5 credits. 66,500 credits. That's after tax with a premium account in that 9.5 minute game. You had battle payments turned on. That was either a personal reserve or a clan reserve, because that's how we roll at 1AR. Personal clan reserves running all night, as long as there's people playing. Anyway, let's move on to our second game. Our second game features another 1AR legend, Doomseeker. Doomseeker, an absolute gentleman. It's Caernarvon Action X. Now, this is a Tier 8 premium British heavy tank. This was another marathon tank. I think not so long ago as when the KV220-2 was, but this is one of those bigger ones. Of course, the Tier 8 marathons are always going to be a little bit more labour intensive than the Tier 5 ones. Doomseeker and the Caernarvon Action X. This is a tank that I don't mind. Don't play it too much, but it's a pretty good hull down heavy tank. British Tier 8 premium. Of course, with premium tanks, you get a bonus to XP, you get a bonus to credits. You can help train your crews. He's platooned up with his old mate Ryan from 1ARM. A lot of people forget about 1ARM, but 1ARM is it's a clan associated with one other part of the 1AR family, and it's for people who aren't interested in clan wars and stuff like that. 0-0 the score. Doomseeker in the Caernarvon Action X. He's got the standard rounds loaded. Armour piercing rounds, 83.4mm gun, 320 alpha damage, 226 penetration. That's with standard. Premium is APCR, which is 258mm of penetration. The Striv just got taken out by the SU-12244, playing on Siegfried line, deep fried line, as my old mate Jezza would say. And it's a half Tier 7, half Tier 8 game, which will suit Doomseeker down to the ground in his Tier 8 premium British heavy tank. We're not going to let this coffee go cold in this extravaganza, but don't blink, because the rest of the games are going to be pretty quick. Shoots the AT7 for another 220 hit points, brings his damage up to 658. And you can see how fast firing the Caernarvon Action X is. I don't know much about DPM and all those numbers and stuff, but I'm tipping the DPM isn't too bad on this tank. The alpha might not be too high, but if you can keep that gun just shooting away and tracking tanks, chipping away at the damage, you'll get a pretty good score at the end of the battle. 2 zips a score, so his team's looking pretty good. The EBR-75 FL10 got taken out, as well as a Striv early on. The KV122 just goes down to the Lynx, and that brings the score up to 3 zip. 3 zip would be a pretty handy score, so 3 zip would be a pretty handy start, I should say. So Doomseeker's saying, right, well, I might just poke over here. He's got one eye over there on the T92, but T92 not really presenting himself. The Super Hellcat, on the other hand, I've been playing a few Tier 8 premiums of late, and I'm seeing a lot of very aggressive and short games from Super Hellcats. So I'm not sure why. Maybe they think people who've got these Super Hellcats, maybe they might have just picked them up now when the well-earned reward or well-deserved reward came out. Maybe they're thinking, well, maybe they're thinking, I don't know, maybe they're thinking the Superman Hellcat. Maybe they think it's unbeatable, only defeatable by kryptonite. I'm not too sure. Have you seen them? I've seen a lot of them whilst I've been playing Tier 8. The Visconti, the Italian one anyway, the new one. Anyway, here we go. 4 zip the score. Doomseeker from 1AR. Combat officer, really nice bloke. And but don't tell him I said that, because I don't want him to get a big head, you know? Like, that's what happens. So, anyway, 4 zip. He's already got 1,145 damage, 253 assisted damage. Sees the tracks of the Louis, shoots him in tracks. The German Tier 8 heavy tank shoots him again, takes him down to 1,187 hit points. And he's saying, I just want as many of these hit points as I can. He's shooting the Louis, he's tracking him at the same time by aiming right on that corner. He's getting damage, and he's also keeping the tank tracked. The fast-firing nature of the Caernarvon Action X means you can keep a tank whose repair skills might not be super fast. You can keep him tracked. Even if he burns a repair kit, your reload time is only, what, 4 seconds maybe? And in that time, you'll be able to shoot him again. Now, that Louis is shooting Doomseeker, but he's not doing any damage. He's been blocking that damage. 810 damage blocked. He's got nearly 3,000 damage done now, and even though he didn't get a huge amount of assisted damage from keeping the Louis tracked, it did keep him from getting into cover, and ultimately it cost him his life. 1 kill to Doomseeker. 2,795 hit points of damage done. They're winning 7-2. Ryan Look from 1ARM is having a great time in his T69. Dinner for 2 is probably on the reload now, looking at him, and they'll be talking on Discord. And 1AR is one of the many 1AR platoon Discord channels, and he'll be saying, right here, I'm reloading, I'm going to move around that side, and if you wanted to shoot this bloke, that would be awesome. The AT-15 gets rid of the T20 up there in the north. Down goes the T92 in the east, and that brings the score up to 10-3. Doomseeker say, oh, there's the back of a KV3. You'd say, well, hang on, it's not even my birthday. What are you giving me these presents for? Shoots him again, takes him down to 445 hit points, and the time it takes to turn around, down goes the KV3. That's 2 kills for Doomseeker in the Caernarvon Action X. And he's still on 1,259 hit points. Now he's got the back of the AT7. Somebody turned easy mode on for this guy. What's going on? Shoots him again for his 3rd kill, and that just leaves the Super Pershing. And the Super Pershing at least is firing generally in the right direction. He's going to run out of bullets. He's only got 9 standard bullets left. Shoots him once. Down goes the Steyr. Waffenträger getting a little bit too aggressive. Ryan kills the Super Pershing. The Oho kills the IS-3. And somebody blinked. I told you not to blink. That was going to be a pretty fast and furious game. And they won the game pretty convincingly, 15-4. Let's have a look at the results before we move on to game number 3 in this Boxing Day Extravaganza. Doomseeker from 1AR Clan in the Caernarvon Action X. It was an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. Bruiser Medal for doing module crew member damage, all that kind of stuff. 5 for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his tank. High caliber, not a bad. Fast and Furious Ace, 4,307 hit points of damage. Nothing wrong with that, considering the bloke who came second did 1,600. 4,307 hit points of damage. 3 kills, 1,479 base experience. He fired 27 shots, 22 hit, 19 went through. He got 1,200 assisted damage, and what's the best thing about assisted damage? You don't have to pay for your bullets, and that's evidence in the score for this one. 124,500 credits, that's after tax, with a premium account in that 6-minute game. Now looking at those numbers don't quite add up, so there could have been battle payments going with 1AR if it was done of an evening, or maybe a personal reserve or a mission that didn't show up on the website. But you'll take those credits. Any day of the week. Doomseeker, combat officer from 1AR, hell of a nice bloke. Highly recommend you platoon with him one day, because he is an absolute gentleman. Let's move on to game number 3, shall we? Speaking of 1AR officers, this is Jumpy. Now I know Jumpy, he'll be zooming in and out as he drives to battle in his King Tiger C. This is the Captured King Tiger, which is an American heavy tank. I know it looks like a Tiger. I know what you're thinking. Tigers are Germans, of course. It's captured though. That's why they've got, you can still see the German cross. What's that cross called again? There's a name for it. It'll come to me. The Iron Cross, something like that. They've put the American flags over the other ones because it's been captured. This is the story behind this tank. It was captured by the Americans. They nicked the German Tiger and they needed it to, I don't know, drive around, do whatever they do. Anyway, he's on Pilsen. He's on a mission. I don't think he's going to get 4,000 spotting damage in this game. What about the other mission? Jumphonner is one of the executive officers at 1AR Clan. He's no dummy. He's in charge of recruitment. Probably the best recruiter we've ever had. He's a legend. Funny guy. He's on Twitch as well. His link for Twitch will be down below, as well as I think he does YouTube too. Whatever he does, he's on everything. He's on everything. See what I mean? He is a bit the twitchiest Twitcher on Twitch, I think, is what he calls his live streams, because he's twitchy. Zooms in and out like a crazy person. This is another tier 8 game, but Jumpy's in a King Tiger C, which is a tier 7 premium American, but it looks German, heavy tank. Now, I didn't mind this tank. I had this as part of Twitch Prime for a good 12 months. I think it might have even been more. It might have been about 15 months. If you had Twitch Prime and you linked your World of Tanks account with your Twitch or Amazon account, you'd get this tank in your garage for free. It was never going to last forever, and it stopped after a period of time. But then they offered it for sale. If you already had it, you could buy it. I think you had to have had it to be eligible to buy it. I didn't pick one up. I had enough fun driving it. I didn't mind it. It wasn't a bad tank. Tier 7. No preferential matchmaking like we saw in Overlord's tank. But you can kill O'Nees like that. Easy. That's his first kill. He's got the APCR rounds loaded. There might be a bit of... might be some gold spam. I'm not too sure. Standard rounds are 88mm gun. Classic German gun, 88mm. 240 damage, 203 penetration with standard, 237 with APCR. You can see he's got Coca-Cola running as well for the added benefits of your reload time, your aim time, even vision. All your crew skills get a 10% bonus with Coca-Cola, with premium food, and there's a lot of tanks that I would recommend you use food for, but don't listen to me. Ask someone who's a lot better than me which tanks to use, because some tanks, I think some tanks, it's a really bad idea because they might be prone to fires, but who knows. Anyway, 3 zips a score, jump on up from one of our clan, the King Tiger C, getting YOLO'd by the AT7. Shoots him a couple of times. He's done 1,000 damage already. He's also blocked 560. Looking for there you go, easy shot into the AT7. Who said it was hard to penetrate? 4 zip is the score on Pilsen. And what's Jumpy looking at now? Looks to his left, looks to his right. There's a Rimney Borsig Waffenträger. Shoots him for 214 hit points. He does lose 576 though. I think that's a bit of a high roll. I think the 120mm or 122mm gun on the Borsig is 500 alpha. He lost 570. Oh, you get that. You got to take the good with the bad. Might be 520. Who knows? 5-1 the score. Down goes the T54 Mod 1. And with that Centurion 5-1 firing high explosive. Wonder what he would have been firing high explosive for. Maybe the T44? Maybe he was struggling to penetrate something else. The Eagle blocks the Eagle 7 for 240 damage blocked by armor. There's a Centurion 5-1 again firing high explosive. That guy needs to know how to play that tank, man. It's got a good gun. Don't fire HE out of it. It's an Aussie tank. That's crazy. Finds the Eagle, shoots him for 237 hit points. I think he tracked him as well. Will he pick up some assisted damage there? Not sure. Maybe he didn't track him. Nearly he does. He did get some assisted damage there. Shoots, nearly gets the kill shot on the Eagle 7. The Slim Shady. Like Fat Boy Slim or Slim Shady. It's all mixed up. 9-2 the score. 2 kills to jump on her. 2,500 hit points of damage. He's twitching in and out again, folks. You know what that's what he does. There's only 5 tanks remaining on the enemy team. 1 medium tank, which is the Pershing. It was last spotted all the way over there at B0, and the rest are arties and tank destroyers. There's the artillery, the M12. We know what happens when everybody sees artillery. People just shoot them. He goes down to the Caernarvon, and that shoots 4 tanks. 11-2 the score. There's an E25 over there firing, but he is getting spotted. They're all look at the red line. The red line's getting a bit crowded on the enemy team. They're all in their bushes and stuff. Jump on and shoots the E25. Takes him down to 308 hit points. That brings his damage up to nearly 3,000. He's blocked a bit. He's spotted a bit. The Hup-Ass 1 is over there somewhere. She takes Jumpy down to 131 hit points. That is concerning. 131 hit points might be 130 more than he needs. But the SU, he just shot him again. But that time it was high explosive. What's the go with these people firing high explosive rounds? That gives Jumpy the opportunity to get behind those little cases and win the game and stay alive for the end of it. Nothing wrong with that. GG in the chat. GG in the chat indeed. Let's have a look at the result. I told you that one was going to be fast and furious. Don't blink because you might miss out. Jump on it from 1AR. Executive officer. A very funny man and also not a bad recruiter. He's bigger than me too, so be careful what you say. Anyway, he's on Twitch. Check him out. Link will be down below. That was an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge for Jump On It from 1AR, the best clan in the universe, in the King Tiger. The captured King Tiger. Hand of God for surviving and winning the game, having received damage from at least 4 different enemy tanks. Well, everyone was shooting him, but I'm not sure about the high explosive. I'm not sure what the hell was going on, what was going through those people's minds. Like that. The SU 130 PM, that would have been an easy kill on Jump On It if you had a normal bullet in there. Anyway, shell proof for all the blocked by armor stuff. 5 for effect for doing more damage. Steel wall, Confederate, because he shot more tanks than anybody else did, because he was hitting his W key, charging forward, having a good time, and getting rid of the enemy. 3,273 hit points of damage done. 3 kills. That's a tier 8 game. I want to point out that was a tier 8 game. outscored the Defender. I thought the Defender was an overpowered tank. Come on. King Tiger's outperforming it. What's going on there? 3 kills. He fired 18 shots, 16 hits. So nothing wrong with the accuracy. And 15, only 1 didn't go through, which is pretty good. You take that all day. 14,500 damage blocked by armor. Imagine that. 1,455 damage blocked by armor. 953 assisted damage. And once again, credits. This is a tier 7 premium tank. It was only a 5-minute game, but he still made nearly 90,000 credits. Again, firing APCR, but he had a personal reserve and a clan reserve going, and they all add up. They all add up. It's just one of the other millions of awesome reasons to be involved with 1AR clan, the best clan in the universe. Now, this bloke's not in 1AR, but he's a good friend of 1AR. Benamin. I thought it was Benjamin when I first saw it, but there's no J. Benamin 1 from Saber Clan. Now, shout out to Saber Clan. Saber Clan, they've been doing clan wars. They were smashing it out in Season 15, having a great time as well. Let's make that mini-map a bit bigger. Benamin from Saber in the T26E5P. Now, you might see T26E5s, you might see T26E5Ps. They're exactly the same tank. The only difference is the P1 is the Patriot. It's got the American paint job on that tank. The T26E5 is a heavy. The T26E4 is a medium tank, which is also known as a Super Pershing. Anyway, enough about that. This is our last game for our Boxing Day special. Grand Sale Boxing Day special. Everything half off. There's a few half-off jokes, but we're not going to go there. There's the 112, Benamin from Saber Clan saying, rightio, hold my beer, I've got this. It's not a bad tank, this. This tank was, where did we get this from? Was it a Christmas, was it part of the first loot boxes that came out for Holiday Ops? I'm not too sure. The 112 is trying to shoot the ELC Even 90, who's up there in that cheeky little nook and cranny over there on the eastern, and it's going to cost him his tank. Benamin's going to get this. No, the T44 gets that kill. That evens up the score because the EBR-75 FL10 earlier got killed by the Pantera elsewhere on the map, or somewhere. So I was going to drink this before it got cold. Now don't blink, folks, this is going to be another Fast and Furious game. 2-1 the score, Benamin 1 from Saber Clan in the T26E5P. Finding the T20 bullying. Shoots him for 220 hit points. Blocks a return shot for 115. And the T20 will be going, what the hell is going on here? What am I doing? His name's Kamikaze, which is a pretty cool in-game name. But unfortunately, Kamikaze is going back to the garage. And he's going to get ready for his next battle. And utmost respect to Benamin for killing him. That's his first kill. 1773 damage done so far. We're only just starting this battle. He's already done 1773 hit points. There's a lot of conversation about what's happening in the West. The West is looking like, I'm not sure, this is really interesting. Normally when I play, well, I generally go the East on this map. In pretty much, maybe not any tank, but you know, heavies are medium for sure. But Benamin's team have said, no, we're going to go West. And whoa, you see that links. The best thing about French wheel tanks, I know some people don't like them, but when they get killed, they look fantastic because they flip. There's that. There's the P44 Pantera. That's a tier 8 standard Italian tank. The tech tree tank, the auto reloading medium tank. 6-1 the score. Pantera's getting up there to try to snipe some damage, and Benamin saying, "Well, that guy's out of the fight. Let's get rid of this big clump of tanks over here in the West." Finds the Pantera again, shoots him again for 200 odd hit point. There's another Super Hellcat. We've seen a few Super Hellcats. The SU-100M1 shoots him in the side, brings his damage up to nearly 2,500. And is he spoilt for choice here, or are they all going undercover? He's got himself into a different position. So all these tanks are probably getting into cover from this onslaught of tanks coming from the northwest, but they're not really getting into a position where Benamin can't shoot him. He finds the AT7. Did we just see an AT7 in Jumpy's game? I don't know where that shot went, but he did get some assisted damage. 1,200 damage, 1,200 assisted damage, I should say. He's brought his damage up to over 2,500 hit points. And the score's on 7-1, so he's just got to say, all right, it's got to be smart here. Don't do anything silly. Don't do what Stewie would do. In this point, I'd probably charge in and die. Let's be honest. You've all seen me do it on stream. You've all seen me do it in game. You've probably been frustrated by it. I realise, I know it's one of my bad habits, but we'll work on it, okay? 9-1's the score. Benamin from Saber in the T26E5. The Patriot tank, Tier 8 Premium American Heavy Tank. He keeps looking behind him, thinking, where's his Pantera? The LC even 90 should have proxy spotted that Pantera by now. The Pantera may have moved, not too sure. Where did that shot go? The Black Prince. How did he miss that? How did he miss that? That should have been an easy shot. That one goes through for 255 hit points. Picks up some more assisted damage. The Pantera's finally rejoined the fight, and he's gonna take that Black Prince for all of his hit points. No, that one's gonna bounce. It's Odds Law, Murphy's Law, call it what you will. One more shot into the Black Prince to kill it. There you go. That's his second kill. Now we can start shooting the T29 in the rear. 12-2 is the score. 3,500 hit points of damage done. DPN must be pretty good in this thing because it's just flying through it. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. Down goes the T29. A friendly ELC even 90 gets killed by the Renegade. But who cares? That just leaves 2 remaining tanks. There goes one of them, the ISM, at Tier... ISM is at Tier 8? Yeah, I think it is. Not sure. 14-3. Down goes the Renegade. 15-3. Easy win. 4K. Nearly 4K. GGWP puts in the chat. You're not wrong, me old mate. You're not wrong at all. Let's have a look at the result before we wind up today's Boxing Day Extravaganza. Benamin from Sabre in the Patriot with the colour with the grouse paint job. It was an ace. He got the spotter medal for doing over 1,000 assists. Bruiser for the internal crew members, module and crew member damage thing. 5 for effect, Confederate for shooting more tanks than anybody else. High caliber for carrying the hell out of that game. Nearly 4,000 hit points of damage at Tier 8. 2 kills, 1648. Base experience, he fired 26 shot, 20 hits, 17 went through. 1,300 blocked. Nearly 4,000 assisted damage. I'm not going to say it again, but you don't have to pay for the bullets for all that. And have a look at that. 232,500 credits after tax with a premium account in a 6-minute game. Is that the best amount of credits for 6 minutes that you've ever seen? I think so. But Armin from Sabre, thank you very much for the replay, my friend, and great work on the global map for Season 15. Jump on up. Check him out on Twitch. Link down below in the captured King Tiger, it's pronounced, Stewie, for crying out loud. Doomy in the Caernarvon Action X, what a legend. And my old mate Overlord 007 in the KV220-2. Happy Boxing Day, everyone. Hope Christmas Day went good for you. And be safe. Spend time with your family. Enjoy the weather if it's good. I think there's 1 or 2 more videos for the rest of the year. So if I forget to say it later on, thank you very much for everybody's support. All this year has been epic. It's been a great year. It's been a weird year. I'll give you that. It's been a weird year, but it's also been, there's been some good times as well. Once again, thanks for the replays, everyone. Thanks for watching. Take care and see you all next time. I still didn't finish the coffee. It's cold. Anyway, that's what happens every time. Every extravaganza. Good night. See you in a couple of days.